Hi guys, Mike from CCTV Camera Pros here. In this video, I'm going to guide you through how to find a replacement security camera for your existing DVR security system. So this is for people that maybe have had an existing security camera system and one of their cameras went bad, or maybe you have an existing security camera system and you just want to add an additional camera. So the question becomes, what type of camera is compatible with your existing DVR? And the first thing you need to do is determine if you have a network IP camera system or a BNC coax security camera system. And this can be done by looking at the connector that is connecting your camera to your DVR. If it looks like this round plug, that's a coax BNC security camera, and if it looks like a network cable, just like the one you plug your computer into an outlet for network and internet connectivity, then that's most likely a network IP camera. Okay, so next, let's take the scenario that you have a network IP camera. The next question is your existing DVR, and a lot of times DVRs for IP cameras are referred to as NVRs, network video recorders. Is your existing NVR ONVIF compliant? ONVIF is an open protocol that most of the IP camera manufacturers of the world use to make their cameras and recorders interoperable with each other. But unfortunately, not all of them use ONVIF compliance, and the further you go back in time, the less number of devices that were compliant, and some are compliant with old standards and not new ones. So, but first and foremost, determine if it is ONVIF compliant. And if you don't have a current specification for your existing NVR, then locate the model number. It's usually on a silver sticker on the back or the bottom of the case of your NVR that should have the make and model of it. And then simply do a Google search. Like maybe you have an old Swan or Samsung NVR, and then there's a model number. Google the model number and specification, or the manufacturer, make and model specification, and see if you can find a product spec that lets you know if the NVR is ONVIF compliant or not. If your NVR is not ONVIF compliant, I'm going to recommend that you replace that NVR. And I would recommend our Viewtron NVRs because they are ONVIF compliant. So if your existing cameras are also ONVIF compliant, you'll be able to use those and then upgrade over time to our latest 4K resolution Viewtron IP cameras. And there's other benefits like AI software and whatnot. But if your NVR is not ONVIF compliant, plan on deprecating that and replacing your NVR. If it is ONVIF compliant, the other thing you're going to want to determine is what's the max resolution of IP camera that it supports. And that should also be included in the product specification. Obviously, if your NVR only supports 2 megapixel resolution, you don't want to buy a 4K resolution IP camera. If your NVR is ONVIF compliant, it will work with all of our Viewtron IP cameras. And we have 2 megapixel, 4 megapixel, and 8 megapixel, also known as 4K resolution IP cameras that'll work with your existing NVR. Okay, so that's IP cameras. Now, if you have coax BNC security cameras, then you also have to determine which video format and resolution your current DVR is compatible with. So again, what's the make and model of your DVR? And do a Google search and get a product spec to determine which of the BNC video standards it's compatible with. And it may be compatible with more than one. The most common are, going back to the oldest format, is CVBS, also known as analog CCTV. And then for HD over coax, there's AHD, HD TVI, and HD CVI video formats, all very common. And then last, which is not so common and not nearly as supported nowadays, is HD SDI. We're going to put HD SDI aside for a minute because they're not very common at all. assuming that you have a old analog CVBS system or AHD, HDTVI, or HDCVI, we have Viewtron BNC cameras that work with all those video formats. Our Viewtron BNC cameras are hybrid, and the video format can very easily be selected using a little toggle button that dangles off of the cable of the camera. So you can switch between analog CVBS, AHD, HDTVI, and HDCVI formats, and we have hybrid BNC cameras available in 1080p resolution, 4 megapixel resolution, 5 megapixel resolution, and 4K or 8 megapixel resolution. So if you can find the spec to your existing DVR and it's a BNC security camera system, we have a solution for you. Even if it's HDSDI, we still carry some HDSDI cameras, but again, we don't sell many of them because they're not very common at all. So, just to recap, do you have an IP camera system or do you have a BNC security camera system? And then if you have an IP camera system, is it ONVIF compliant? If it's not, scrap the DVR, buy one of our replacement Viewtron NVRs that are ONVIF compliant, and at least the cable that you have in place will be able to be used. On the BNC security camera side, there's a couple things I want to mention. If you have an older system with pre-made cables, the cables with the BNC connectors already connected to them, you may be limited in the types of cameras that you can use. So, for example, let's say you have old pre-made cables in place and you want to replace your DVR and your cameras with something more modern that goes up to 4K resolution. Some of the older cables are too thin and won't support 4K resolution. So that's something to consider as well. And if you're going to scrap your old BNC cables, you may as well upgrade to Cat 6 or Cat 5e cables and convert the whole thing to an IP camera system. Guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Me and my team can help you with any of this. I know I threw a lot out there in this video, and you can email us anytime and we can help figure out what cameras are compatible with your existing DVR security camera system, or if you have IP cameras with your NVR security camera system. We can help figure this out for you. You can email me anytime. I can be reached at mike@cctvcamerapros.net. Just email me your situation, what you know about your system. If you can locate the make and model numbers of the DVR and or the cameras, that's the best place to start. Just send that to me and I'll get you going in the right direction. If you want to learn more about our Viewtron security camera systems that we recommend, even if you're replacing old BNC security cameras, we have Viewtron BNC cameras, and then our latest and greatest is our Viewtron AI security cameras, which are ONVIF compliant IP cameras that can do artificial intelligence, human object detection, facial recognition, license plate recognition, and all kinds of automation built around those tasks. You can learn about all this stuff and watch a bunch of demo videos at www.viewtron.com. Thank you for watching.